جميعا. نرى أيضا أن هناك نوعا ثالثا من الفساد يسمى الفساد الاقتصادي، وهو أيضا يعتبر شكلا من أشكال الفساد العام داخل المجتمعات. اقتصاد منهار لأن هناك مجموعة من المفسدين تحكموا في اقتصاد الدولة أو تحكموا في اقتصاد الدول، ومن ثم لا يشعر الناس أبدا بأن لهم حق في مقدرات الدولة، في أموال الدولة. وهذا الفساد بيعتبر من أشد أنواع الفساد خطرا على المجتمعات، لأنه يصيب المجتمعات بما يعرف بالكبت الداخلي. الفقير ينظر إلى الغني فيشعر أن الغني يعيش في رخاء لا حدود له، وينظر إلى نفسه فيشعر أنه يعيش في فقر لا حدود له، وبالتالي يحدث ما يعرف بالحقد والحسد والضغينة والبغض لهؤلاء الذين حصلوا على هذه الأموال بدون مشروعية وبدون حق. أما لو حصلوا عليها بجهودهم وبعرقهم فهذا بالتأكيد لن يكون سببا ولن يكون فسادا. من صور مظاهر الفساد الاقتصادي داخل الشعوب الإسلامية والعربية ضعف الخلق الوظيفي، الاعتداء على المال العام. ليس هناك أحد يحاسب يتابع، فبالتالي تجد أن الإنسان إذا كان في وظيفة يحاول أن يحصل على أموال لا حق له فيها من المنصب الذي هو فيه، لا يكتفي بمرتبه ولا يكتفي بحقه، إنما يبدأ يتوسع توسعا حراما. فشل التنمية في رفع مستوى المعيشة. المفترض أن الناس يتقدمون يوما بعد يوم في معيشتهم، الفقير يتحسن حاله. وهذه النظرة الإسلامية للاقتصاد أن الأموال تؤخذ من الأغنياء في الزكاة والصدقات لنحسن من أوضاع الفقراء فترد على فقرائهم، فبالتالي ينمو مستوى المعيشة داخل المجتمع، لا يظل الفقير فقيرا طول حياته، إنما لابد أن يتحسن. طبعا ظهور الوساطة والرشوة والاحتيال والنصب في كثير من المؤسسات هذا أيضا يجعل الفساد الاقتصادي مستشريا بشكل كبير داخل المجتمعات.
Most of us heard of something called Islamic economics, but do we actually know what is it exactly and how does it work, or whether it can be applied in the 21st century? Well, Islamic economics is based on 5 things. No inflation, no interest, no taxes, and it's also a free market economy with some characteristics of socialism. Economy grows only when money circulates among the people. If it stops circulating, the economy stops growing. But some people may just keep their money with themselves, and to prevent that, inflation and interest was created. Inflation reduces the value of money. When people know that their money will keep losing its value, they are more likely to spend it as soon as possible. In addition to that, what is the point of keeping money with yourself when you can just simply deposit it in the bank and it will keep increasing constantly? And the bank will spend it by lending it to others, and that's why interest was created. In other words, inflation and interest keeps motivating people to spend so that the economy keeps growing. And the whole idea of Islamic economics is that there are other ways to motivate people to spend besides inflation and interest. Well, what are they? First of all, Islamic economics is resource-based economy and not based on money. Money is only used to exchange the resources. Secondly, in Islamic economics, there is something called zakat. Every year, 2.5% out of your money will be taken and will be given to the poor. If you know that your money will be decreasing by 2.5% every year, what is the point to save money? It's better to spend them now rather than keeping them. And as I mentioned before, that the money is only used to exchange the resources. And this 2.5% will be given to the poor, which also will be spent. So there is always an increase in demand. When there is an increase in demand, the demand curve shifts to the right. At the same time, when suppliers know that there is always a demand, there is no point to keep the goods and it's better to sell them as soon as possible and produce more. So the supply also increases. And when there is an increase in supply, the supply curve also shifts to the right. Now we have a new equilibrium, and the price did not increase, but the production increased. In other words, the economy grew without inflation. Of course, there are other factors that can influence it, but that's for another video. What about those who want to invest? Well, there is a solution for that. Islamic economics offers that instead of receiving the interest from the bank on the deposited money, why don't we do it in a different way? Once you deposit your money in the bank, your money will be used to finance the projects which will grow the economy in general. It can be infrastructure projects or any other project. Your money will be increasing in the bank but without the interest. So the increase will come from the profits that will be gained out of these projects. Of course, some projects may fail, but in general, most of the projects will succeed. So the deposited money in the bank will keep increasing. At the same time, there is no interest on it. At the same time, the economy keeps growing. Now, let's talk about something more interesting, taxes. No taxes does not mean no taxes at all, but rather it means no income tax. Because there is something called zakat. Well, you may say that zakat is only 2.5%, whereas income tax is up to 40%. Of course, it's better for the people, but not for the government. Well, let's compare zakat and income tax. Let's say you have a salary of $1,000 or $12,000 a year, and your salary will double in 20 years. And if you're paying an income tax of 20%, then you have to pay $2,400 tax and $4,800 tax after 20 years. And it's really difficult to get rich paying high income tax. And now, forget that you have to pay income tax and you have to pay only zakat, which is 2.5%. Even though that you have a salary of $1,000, you are still not going to pay zakat. Why? Because to pay zakat, you must have a certain amount of wealth. In general, you are not going to pay anything until you get enough amount of wealth. In general, you have more opportunities to get rich. Let's say after 20 years, you have built a wealth of $200,000 since you had more opportunities. So you have to pay zakat of $5,000, which is 2.5% out of your wealth. In general, Islamic economics gives you more opportunities to get rich. And once you are, you have to pay zakat, which is greater than the income tax. Besides that, Islamic economics is a free market economy where you can buy and sell anything as long as it's not prohibited in Islam. At the same time, as I mentioned before, that we have zakat, which must be paid by the rich to the poor. So decreasing the wealth of the rich and increasing the wealth of the poor by taking some amount of money from the rich and paying it to the poor. And over a period of time, the rich and the poor will be on the same level.